Alright, so we got Chiron. Oh, shit. So we got Chiron and Aries at the moment, aka retrograde. So we have a retrograde in Chiron right now. See, Chiron is your wounded, healed warrior. So these are energies that you can basically utilize and use into your perspective. This is a circumstance situation where previous trauma, dealing with hurt, shame, being unworthy, will pop back up into your life. Now, everybody don't have a Chiron and Aries, but everybody does have a Chiron in the houses. So, being that Chiron is in Aries at the moment, you're going to be experiencing these in your Chiron. Subconsciously, you're going to feel this shit. Because, of course, trauma, you're going to feel trauma. You can see trauma, but it's going to affect you too. Because what you're paying attention to is the key. The eyes is the key to the soul. So whatever you're paying attention to, you're eating that shit. So you're going to eat those experiences. You're going to eat and feel that shit. And of course, you can be the intellectual property owner of these traumas, or you can allow these traumas to basically affect you. That's your power that you have. So you got to use your power very wisely. And of course, Chiron is a wise teaching planet when it comes to how you can teach yourself. And of course, you're only going to teach your own self because you already know everything. So this is a circumstance situation where this is the time to basically heal what you need to get out the way in order for you to basically move on. Because if you don't take care of the healing process, then you won't be able to move and create room and space for the universe to basically create more and better your way. If you're holding on to a whole lot of baggages, then that means you're holding on to a whole lot of bags. You can't carry new bags. You got to deal with the bag that you got in your hand. You got to place that down in a safety comfort area so you can be able to actually grab more bags and have more room and more space and more opportunities to expand your freedom in your space. So when we get into this space and location of the Chiron and Aries, we are going to be experiencing this shit. All Zodiac signs are going to be affected by this shit. Of course, December 19th is where it go back. Also, this is the circumstance situation where you already know when Chiron was in Aries, you'll experience a whole lot of craziness going on. But the shit that you experienced from the past, you're going to be experiencing again. Of course, you know, Aries don't like the past. They want to focus on the future. So being that Chiron is in Aries, going back to the past, it hates that shit. So this is going to form some conflict. There's going to be some revolution with this. Now, the revolution is always going to start within you. How are you revolutionizing your state of awareness, your state of being, and your way to assert yourself? This is how it plays out. So we're about to figure out what's going on with this Chiron and Aries transit when it comes to your sign. So now, if you have Chiron and Aries, Aries ascendant, or first house, when this comes into your perspective, Chiron and Aries in the first house, you will be dealing with past personal experience, traumas, things that you didn't basically took care of, personal trauma, personal relationships, personal fantasies, personal dreams, personal scenarios, personal conversations, personal endeavors, personal fucks, personal past, personal exes, personal perspectives, personal shit that you was dealing with previously will pop back up into your life. Now, this is a test to see if you are able to basically handle past experiences in order for you to basically be able to move on. Because you're always going through a test every day. So you're going to be tested when it comes to your personal endeavors in these areas. And of course, that's how it's going to play out. Now, if you have Chiron and Aries, you will be experiencing circumstances and situations of your actions having unacceptance or self-acceptance. It's all up to you on how you allow these shits to play out. Can you basically weather the storm? Or you're going to have problems asserting yourself when it comes to the weathering your perspectives. Now, if you have Chiron and Aries in the second house, past values, whether you was valuing a person, place, or thing, things that you was valuing, things that you was giving time towards, things that you was giving patience towards, is going to pop back up into your life right now. So this is a circumstance situation where if you was valuing a person, a car, a place, a dream, a perspective, a scenario, a home, a car. Oh, I just said that already. But yeah, your car, your spaceship, or anything. If you was valuing anything of that perceptus previously, these things will pop right back up into your life. So whatever you was valuing months ago, or we could say years ago, these things is going to pop right back into your life. Whether it be a phone call, whether it be a recognition, something that's dealing with the things that you're valuing is going to pop back up into your circumstance right now in this current event as we swim through from this month all the way to December. Personal endeavors, values, things that you was valuing is popping back up into your perspective. Now, be very careful of what you're valuing, because you're going to be basically trying to figure out on how you can basically cater to these things, or pretty much put a shelter in over these things. If you was valuing these things and you allowed it to leave your space freely and you was basically doing better, keep doing better. Don't allow this to come back into your values, because of course you don't want to basically fuck shit up that you got going on. That's in a good perspective. Also, you could take that into consideration with the Chiron in the first house. Personal people that you had personal affairs with. Don't let these motherfuckers run back in your life. Now, if you have Chiron and Aries in the third house, past scenarios with your surroundings will be popping back up. Past people, past places, past things, past friends that you grew up with in the neighborhood is going to be passing back around. Now you may have trauma with these people. You may not fuck with these people anymore. It may play out into these endeavors. You're going to have perspectives of dealing with these endeavors with these people on a day-to-day basis. That it might come back up. They might show their ass. They might try to basically befriend you. But of course, when this Chiron and Aries retrograde is over with, everybody's going to switch up like the weather. So be very careful of who you allow back into your space and into your surroundings and shit. Protect your surroundings during this time. And of course, take action and insertion into those areas. If you got Chiron and Taurus, you're going to be dealing with circumstance situations of minor issues when it comes to your money, possessions, home, and safety and security. But if you got Chiron and Gemini, you're going to be dealing with circumstances and situations of acting on opportunities that you can act on, because you're going to have Saturn on your side. You're going to have Aries on your side to basically bring you a sextile, which is opportunities for you to take actions towards fixing up the way you think, the way you communicate, and of course, the way you connect with people. Be aware of these things. Now, if you have Chiron and Aries in the fourth house, this is privacy and past experiences with your family, your home, your emotions, and your home internally. This is what you're going to be experiencing, past trauma for these areas. You may have issues with your parents, your mother, your father, and things of that matter. These things can pop back up during this time. For me, it can get good, it can get bad. Depending on how you take care of these things, will truly go into your favor. Now, if these people, places, and things that you was basically dealing with previously pop back up, and they basically want to get back into your circle, don't allow that shit to happen. Cut these motherfuckers off. Don't allow these motherfuckers to get back into your privacy or your surroundings, because things can get fucked up from you. You might be attaching your energies to the wrong people. You're picking up their energy, their vibes, being that you're empath. You can pick up their vibes, and of course, now you dealing with their fucking trauma and their bullshit, to the point your ass might fucking die, because you at the wrong place at the wrong time, being guilty by association. Chill with that shit. Also, you can take that into consideration with the third house, being guilty by association. Be calm, be cool, and collected. You got Chiron and Aries in your fifth house. This is dealing with past trauma, dealing with the way you express yourself. So the way you expressing yourself previously, you may try to basically have scenarios that pop back up to see if you can do these things again. Remember, you're gonna have a gift. You're gonna have basically work. You're gonna have work ethics that go into your favors, because you know this positioning right here is gonna be a wonderful perspective. So past ego can pop back up. Past endeavors on past projects you was working on can pop back up. And of course, you may take action to these things. But understand, when this Chiron and Aries retrograde is over with, these things that you've seen previously can disappear and vanish. But it's all up to you on how you need to handle your past expressions, on how you express yourself, past traumas that you dealt with. Take care of these things. Chiron and Cancer, this is dealing with home and family. Chiron and Leo, this is basically dealing with self-exertion when it comes to your creativity endeavors. Now, Chiron in the sixth house, this is past trauma with your work routines, your health. Yeah, your health. Be very careful and mindful of your health, Because Mars soon make his ass into Virgo, so be aware of this shit too. And Chiron is Aries. So, also, this is a circumstance situation. Past circumstances and situations with your health, what you did on the daily routine can pop back up. This could be good or bad. Now, you got to understand. It's how you are playing these energies out. You can play them out in good ways or bad ways. Be cautious and aware of these things. If it don't serve you now, don't allow it to get into your space. If you got Chiron and Virgo, this past trauma with your routine and your things that how you be a service and kind and generous to the world. Chiron in the 7th house. This is past trauma or relationship. So if this person placed a thing that you was basically having a relationship with or an affair with, don't allow these motherfuckers to come back into your space. You're going to be dealing with this shit heavily. So don't allow this shit to basically tarnish you down. So whoever you was relating with, past trauma can come back up with these people. Or they can bring their trauma into your space. Don't allow that. If you got Chiron and Libra, this is dealing with relationships with someone in general. Partnerships at that. Chiron in the 8th house. This is basically dealing with past trauma when it comes to desires, when it comes to darkness, secrets, and of course, transformation, death. Someone in the past that you had an affair with or died or some shit. This can pop back up. It can pop back up in many areas, your dreams, and all sorts of perspectives. It's playing the merry-go-round at the moment. Also, you're gonna have help though, because you're gonna have Saturn here, so you can take your status and what you're known for, and basically broadcast these things and put it out there so it could be released and show yourself on how you truly feel about these scenarios and things of that matter. Because of course, Pluto is exalted here. Pluto is in Capricorn. And of course, you got Saturn in Aquarius. Also, Aquarius is exalted in Scorpio. So these are the energies of the 11th house that's being exalted into the 8th house. So this is a membrane on how you can basically pick up these energies. This way, if you do cater to fall into these perspectives dealing with the personal trauma and personal things on how you can try to see things play out into your part, you're going to always want to basically play with these positions to make sure things go perfect, which it may do, it may not. Just play out in these energies and everything will be all right. Chiron and Scorpio, this is trauma when it comes to secrets, affairs, and dark shit. A whole lot of dark shit going on when you talk about 8th house of Scorpio. Chiron in the 9th house. This is past trauma when it comes to your moral and your principles, and of course your spirituality. These things can pop back up, and of course if this shit wasn't working previously, let it go, let it fly. Of course, you got Chiron and Sagittarius is going to be trying to make arrangements when it comes to expansion through your experiences. Chiron in the 10th house. This is basically past trauma with your status, your career, and your business and your goals. And of course, you're gonna get hit with this the most. So these things can pop back up, especially if you were dealing with past trauma when you went through circumstance situations, when dealing with your career and endeavors. Things can pop back up. Feel me? Learn how to take care of these things and transform these things out of you. And of course, use the right medicine and the right chemistry to basically put yourself up into a better endeavor. And you'll be all right. Chiron Capricorn. This is basically dealing with trauma of conflict between your career at the moment. Also, if you got Chiron and Aries in the 11th house, this is basically dealing with past trauma when it comes to your groups, your associates, your peers, people, places, and things that you had endeavors with. Past trauma, or basically you may not have been accepted to these groups or accepted by a certain association. These things can pop back up, feel me? You probably was trying to be a humanitarian and shit. Niggas ain't fucking with you. So this shit can pop back up. Take care of these issues, transform them. Of course, you're going to have Saturn on your side to basically take responsibilities. And of course, deal with these minor issues. Also, you're going to have opportunities to act on these things when it comes to the Chiron and Aries energies into your favors. Also, last but not least, when we have Chiron and Aries in the 12th house, this is basically dealing with past dreams, past illusions, and past fantasies that you had previously that's going to pop back up. So these dreams, these fantasies that you was basically having is going to come right back up into your 12th house. So pay attention to these dreams. Are these dreams going to help you evolve? Are these dreams going to help your purpose? Yes, no. If not, let it go and move on. And of course, take care of that inner work and you'll be all right. Also, you're going to be having minor switch-ups when it comes to your dreams and the way you express yourself. And if you have Chiron and Pisces, this is basically having misunderstandings when it comes to asserting yourself and, of course, dealing with endeavors of your dreams.